is if you cook dinner during the show.
Kind of like I was eating chips. Oh my god, am I becoming the diva?
You could.
Oh, let's do this.
Yeah, I don't think. Well, yeah, you're touching on the planet.
I know. I'm scared. Okay, I'm gonna be on my best behavior.
You're touching on the planet.
How did
bitch.
you do that?
Because I used to do it for a living.
Shut your beautiful mouth here.
You're gonna take a sip just for. Oh my god, he's slamming beers.
Give him some head.
Whoa.
Hey, now.
Yeah,
Whoa!
that's actually a good thing.
Well, not on your floor.
No, well, I'm used to cleaning up. Michelle asked me tonight. She said,
I'm surprised it doesn't smell like a frat party room down here.
"Well, because I clean it."
I know.
Yeah.
And I asked her. She said, "How's the urinal?" And I said, "What do you mean?" She says, "Do you need to clean it?" And I said, "It's only been used like 6 times."
By me alone.
Yeah, and 5 of those are from Tiny Tank, so that's like half of regular man's pee.
Yeah.
I can't wait until you're 60.
Oh,
God.
Jesus.
Living in the
He's
bathroom.
gonna wake
just
up
live
like
in there.
10
Yeah,
times.
just
in
put
the
him in
Somebody's
the
going to put a catheter
Just get
in.
my prostate out now.
Yeah.
They can put in a prosthetic.
You need to
At the
get one of
same
those
time,
like
pump.
water squirt bottle things so we can like clean off the outside of glass. Have you seen that happen at bars?
You always
flip
clean
it upside
the
down and clean the inside?
Well, yeah, but then like if it overfills it all, they have this little spray bottle that they spray the outside with. Look now, you'll see it. I noticed it one time, and now I see it everywhere.
I want a new bike.
That's
I
just
want a
the
new
color of
bike.
the light.
Me too.
I don't want to spend any more
I'm
money on this
getting
studio.
one. Oh yeah.
I spent too much.
My ears perked up.
Yeah.
New bike. New bike. Yeah.
It's like a trigger.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, this is how many bikes?
Before we begin, it's that time to mention a few great friends of the podcast. Gooder sunglasses, everybody. Affordable, non-slip, polarized style for your face. You shouldn't have to skip coffee just to be able to afford proper eye protection. Gooder has it all for on and off the bike. Indoor training, don't let those fans dry your eyes out. Gooder has glasses for every occasion, all at or under $35. Now offering prescription, not for under $35. Get to Packfiller, use the link, and enter Packfiller15 for that discount code. Next off, Scratch Labs. Great tasting, easy digesting, high carb options for fueling your rides. They also have bars, chews, and even cookie mix. No, really. Cookie. Absolute best in Scratch. Trust me, tell them Packfiller sent you. And finally, Untapped Maple. Vermont maple syrup is the base, and quick, great tasting energy is the reward. Truly a great way to fuel. Grab some packets or fill a flask. That has double meaning in my life. Fill a flask. God, I share too much. Untapped is brilliant. Use the Packfiller link, please. Thank you. Okay. A new theme is coming. I can't wait.
I've been saying that for a while.
Yeah.
But
Well-
you talked to him?
Yeah, I did. And he sent me those other 2 tracks that we're going to use tonight. And I
good.
played them for you guys, I think, last week, didn't I? Or just
Yeah,
one
you
of them?
played one of them.
One of them. Yeah.
So what are you
Good.
giving him in return? Foot massage or something like that?
Yeah.
What's it? All right.
Yeah. From distance.
Yeah, from distance.
It's a virtual foot massage. It's like cyber sex. Now I'm grabbing your toe. This little piggy went to market. Let's Play Bikes. The season is pretty much over unless you're a crosser. That just means bike racing season never stops, right, David?
Well, there's like no more cross races around here, so that's over too.
Well, there we go. Welcome to the Rim Break Bar. We are live on YouTube and Packfiller.com. This is the Packfiller Podcast. I'm your host, Pat Bulger. We start things off properly with a prologue. Sometimes quick, sometimes insightful, always silly. Although tonight's not really silly. And it actually has to do with bike racing. Tonight's prologue question for the panel: who was the most influential rider of 2023 and why? Everybody just pops immediately into their brains, right? Except for David, who's going,
Peter Scone.
because he doesn't
Still
know anything.
inspiring.
Yeah. First off, he's always got a pristine inner chain ring, Mr. Paul Main. How are you, man?
Yeah, that thing will never have to be changed.
No.
No.
Yeah, no
don't
shark
do
teeth
that.
on that. Why?
No.
Because you don't use it.
Yeah. Yep. One bike.
Unfortunately, you can buy like them just singles. You don't have to buy the set.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but every once in a
works
while I
out.
have to use it because like Mount Spokane or,
yeah.
when
it
I'm
has-
totally
it
blown
has,
up and I have to go up to
20
something.
miles on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've rarely seen it.
I look down all the time. I'm like, is it gonna make him go into the little ring?
Yeah.
Nah.
And when he does, because it's so new, there's like paint chips that fall.
Yeah.
from the chainring itself. Paul, who's your most influential rider of 2023 and why?
That would be Tadej Pogacar.
Okay.
He is now the only third person to win Lombardia 3 in a row. I can't remember. I think there's only been a few that's done Flanders and Lombardia. He's won 2 monuments in a year. He was runner-up, obviously, in the Tour. I mean, anything he touches, I think his kill rate ratio is unbelievable.
Was it like 16 wins this year?
Yeah, 16 out of like 20-some races that he raced.
David, that's a good one to pick in case you're struggling.
And I just told you all the information.
Yeah.
What he said.
Yeah, exactly. Next off, he's always judging your saddle height, Mr. Sam Waples.
It's true.
Do you do that on
All
rides?
the
You like
time.
looking at you?
Just driving
And
down
people
the
will
road.
ask me, and I'll be like, "Yeah, I didn't want to say anything,
Drive
but
down
it's
the road.
horrible."
Yeah, I'll just be like, look at that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Like
Yeah.
a commuter is just like going, oh,
Nobody
you
asked.
dumbass.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't say anything though, right?
No, I do try not to say anything because I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Or just
But-
walk up to him, hand him a business card, and go, "Hi, I can help."
Yeah, but if it's bad enough, I will be like, "Hey, do your body a favor and lower your saddle a little bit." And I've had people like, "Why do you say that?" And then like, "Oh, I do bicycle fittings for a profession." And remember, I out on one ride, and the guy looks over and he goes, "He knows what he's talking about." And the guy goes, "Okay." And he, sure enough, the guy lowered his saddle, then came in for a bike fit.
Oh,
like,
shit.
yeah, it was
That's
great.
yeah,
No, it was good, but it was just one of those things where it's like, I don't want to be that guy.
You don't want to mansplain on the
Yeah.
side of the road
Yeah,
explain. Yeah, you don't want to be that guy who's judging.
thinks
and,
that they
like-
know everything.
Like
And
Jackson was in a couple races where, like you were riding and everybody's telling you how to ride the course and stuff like that. I remember when you were younger, and I was like, going, "You're in the Cat C's, and those guys think they know their shit." I mean, it's like,
They're the worst.
yeah. So it's like,
Yeah.
Stopping.
yeah, stopping,
Slowing.
with the,
Please shout
with
that
the
out.
with the fucking thing on their taillight that goes beep beep whenever there's a car back. I'm looking at you, David.
He has one
Cat
too.
6.
Oh, you're talking about the
The
alarm?
beep beep thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm a
you're
little
so annoying.
traumatized, all right?
You're so annoying.
Oh, I forgot about that. Sorry.
Don't take that back.
No, I take
Don't-
it back.
no.
I take it back.
Thank you.
Sam, who's the most influential rider of 2023 and why?
Okay, I agree with everything that Paul says. I think that if you go off Palmares, like, yeah, you have to go with Tade. But for me personally, it's Garrett. Like,
Fuck you. That was the only other one I had. Yes,
all right, do you want
because
me to
of
pick? You want me to
longevity,
start-
and that's
do you want
why
me to?
I
do you
It's
want me to
okay.
pick on-
Your brothers,
do
you
want-
can share.
Do you want me
Yeah.
to pick out another?
Pick somebody
one?
else.
Was your mother always fighting, pulling you guys apart because you
Always.
wouldn't share?
Yeah.
It's like, my
Well, this
element's
is-
waking.
It's all the way back down to the cereal issue.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, this goes deep.
Yeah, it's deep. It's psychological.
for
But
my-
no, I would say Geraint Thomas. To be still relative at his age is huge. The fact that he is able to do everything with such grace, you know, like to lose the Giro the way that he did, and like he was just like nothing but like, God, great job, man. Like,
Sheer ignorance, brain fart moment on my part. He's riding another year.
he
Yes,
is.
he is.
He has. Yeah. And I think this is not guaranteed, but I think like Remco's talking with him.
Guaranteed.
Well, that is guaranteed.
Remco's staying, so you don't have to go.
Yeah,
any
Remco's
further.
staying.
Remco's staying.
Remco's staying.
Has it been
Sit out
guaranteed?
quick step.
Yeah,
He's
quit
staying.
step because that merger never happened.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Is this news today?
Yeah.
No, not today, but
No,
it's
it's like-
news.
Wait,
It's news from
since
like
when?
3 days ago.
Yeah.
Oh.
See, last time you brush your teeth.
Yeah.
Next,
What,
he's
you've been
always
hanging around with your brother, not following up
Yeah.
on cycling.
Next, he's always competitive, even when he says he isn't. Mr. Jackson Bulger.
Hello.
Yup.
It's always stuff, and you haven't said a thing yet tonight.
I've been listening well.
All right.
He's a wallflower.
Yeah.
Are there perks?
I
was bad. really fucking bad. I'm sorry.
no, it's I think my answer is it was today Pogacar, but I am going to shift because that's not interesting radio to hear two of the same answers.
Hear that, David?
Well, no, I've got nothing else.
Also winning 2 monuments within the same year, Mathieu van der Poel, Milan-San Remo, and Paris-Roubaix.
And Worlds.
And the Worlds, and he was, I think, one of the key lead-out riders for this year's green jersey.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a pretty influential rider this year. I mean, did he finish with it like outside of the top 10 in any of the one-day classics this year? I feel like he probably did, but
Maybe
it was
crashed out.
Yeah,
it was probably far and few between. That guy was on it all year long, and he never stopped. And we're seeing
And
him
he
going
came straight from cross season where he had a killer cross
exactly.
season.
Who is
Yeah,
he is a two?
We won't talk about mountain biking.
Well,
No.
That's
well,
right.
they took the ramp away.
Well, he crashed out at the last corner of the first lap.
yeah.
Hey, Jackson, thanks a lot. You took mine.
Yeah.
So I guess we got a couple. We got a couple repeats left, and you notice the theme of always. So always judging your saddle height, always pristine inner chain ring, always competitive. Now he's always going to have hairy legs, so just don't look down, Mr. David Wabels.
Yes.
Nasty bee.
Yeah, but they would still be looking in front of them. So
What's your cat? What category are you?
I
You
was
a two?
faster than you for
You're a two.
99% of the season. I don't know why you're looking at me.
You're a 2.
You
and
beat
have
me
hairy
in
legs.
one race. One race.
the only race we did.
No. All the SCR. Oh my god. Okay. It's too early. It's too early for this.
Well,
At least when you exhale like that, I get a nice effervescent fresh breath. For those who don't know, he walked into the studio tonight with toothpaste and a toothbrush.
It's
I'm
not
going,
weird.
I put in a studio urinal, but apparently now I got to put in like a nice.
No, that's where he
Vanity.
brushes his teeth.
Vanity.
He uses
Just
toilet
on
water.
the top.
Ugh.
Well, there's the shop sink.
I did almost use that.
Really?
Yeah.
That would have been
You
bad.
don't know if it's going to come
Still
out
water.
brown.
I know.
Hey, that water's fine. We live in
Enough.
Spokane, Washington, and the
I mean-
pipes are good.
Yeah, what kind of pipes you got here?
They're metal. David, who is your most influential rider? And you can repeat and just say what they said.
I was gonna say Thomas Geraint Thomas because
Because I barely know his name.
I barely know his name. Because okay, over the years, like I could count on one hand how many of my friends still ride bikes.
Yeah.
Everybody quits. Everybody they become irrelevant or they fall out of it and they aren't fast anymore, so they just quit. And that guy's still doing it. And I don't ever want to quit. I freaking love racing. So that's why, to me, seeing him still doing it is what's more inspirational than, Tade just being a beast.
Yeah.
At 24,
Yeah.
24,
winning
God.
everything.
Can I have an honorable mention?
Yeah.
I think.
Peter's gone.
Wait, you took mine, and now you're taking an
Okay,
honorable
here
mention.
He's going to take your
well,
next one.
I think Demi Vollering also deserves an honorable mention as
Damn
well.
right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
There you go. There's one.
You want
But
that one?
he took it. He just took it again.
There's another one.
Well, the entire SD Works team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about the
Yeah.
team?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or Jumbo Visma, the male version of SD
Right.
Works.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Me, I'm always going to be self-deprecating. My name's Pat Bulger, and I'm not going to answer because I'm just stupid. I'm taking my toys and going home. Thanks, everybody. See you next week. No, I was going to say Matthew, but Demi Vollering is a good choice, actually. Yeah, that was no, I'll get to that later. That's a writer I want to get to later because that's in the news.
Well, here's the question.
Yeah.
Who do you think on Jumbo Visma, who was the most successful rider on that team?
Primos. Yeah.
Jumbo Visma?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. He was number
Most
one.
wins.
He won every stage race he entered.
Yeah.
Well, he got second or third, excuse me.
Spain.
Yeah, but he would have won that if he wasn't told by the general
No, he-
public. By the general public to knock it off.
Can I be a
Agree to
dickhead?
disagree.
Yeah.
Agree to disagree? Are you not going to root for Bora Hansgrohe next year?
No.
You're not?
Nope. I am not a Primos fan anymore. I liked him even though
I did too.
he had his dorky TT helmet and he lost that TT to Tade. Like, you know what?
You hated him because he didn't perform in a time trial? Wow, you're a judgmental
No.
asshole.
I was judgmental at that point. I didn't hate him because then I was like, I'm going to look past this. I'm going to not be my judgy person. I'm going to look past this.
Okay.
And then he did that, and I was like, you're dead to me.
Well, he is 34 and he's towards the end of his career.
He is.
And that is why he
He'll
has
be
to grab
the
what
next
he has.
Valverde.
He has to
He'll
grab
He'll
what
be
he
the
has to.
next Valverde. Which are we going to talk about that?
That's
Okay,
the rider I was
wanna-
going to
yeah,
mention.
okay.
God damn it. You guys are stealing
I
my
know.
thunder.
Well, you're bad at this.
No, that's his job to bang himself.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I'll leave
let
that
me
to
be,
you.
Let me be
Yeah,
mean
yeah.
to me. Yeah, let me or my wife be mean to me. Well, God, I hope she's not listening. She probably is. Most of us got a group ride in this weekend. Hi, Jackson. But how's everybody's training going? I got 3 rides in this week. 3 rides and 2 strength days. I just want everybody to know that.
Good on you.
I've been disciplining myself to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm not very good at it. On days that I have like a shorter workout, I'm sleeping in up till the minute of when I need to get up and get it done.
Isn't that so nice though? Because you get home and you're like, I'm done.
Yes, it
There's
is
nothing in your
insanely
head
nice.
anymore. It's like you're home and you're done.
Yeah. Or if
Anything
I pour
you
a
do.
drink, I'm like, I earned this.
Yeah.
Or at least it's not making me fatter.
Yeah.
Notice I emphasized ter. 2 rides outdoors too. That was really nice because if you didn't ride outside in Spokane this last week, something went wrong. Something seriously went wrong. Jackson, how was your ride week, man? We didn't get to ride, but you had a damn good excuse for that outdoor ride.
Yeah, one of my wife's brothers is moving to another place, so we celebrated him this weekend.
Great
hence
dude.
my absence. Yep, great guy, but life's gotta do what it's gotta do sometimes. So I missed out on that. Just fitting in what I can at this time of year. I was just talking to your wife and my mother, and just saying that.
Interesting
person.
word.
I know.
Yeah. I didn't know they were the same person.
I know, it's crazy.
Actually, that has some really bad connotations. Of course, I know they're the same person.
Right. Yeah.
You look nothing
That's
like the
good.
mailman.
But we were saying it's just kind of the time of year where it's just same thing over and over and over. It's just kind of getting through until the next big event comes up. So just kind of doing that.
Really?
Yeah, just training inside, out when I can, but
Yeah.
trying not to stress myself out.
Anybody else? How was your training week?
I'm all in I'm back on the trainer camp already. Like, yeah, no, I mean, and I was talking to Paul about it this weekend. I think that for the mental, you're getting a good workout in training wise, I think it is the best because you're doing structured intervals and all that. But
Don't go too far on this because this is our topic.
But feeding the burning off stress and all that,
Sure.
it's awesome because I spent my weekend, other than that, I would have loved to run on Sunday, but I spent all day Sunday digging. I spent all day Saturday morning digging because I'm doing this, digging project in my house.
Warden told you gotta dig.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dig holes. And so, it's good to be able to hop on the trainer. It's a quick workout. So I'm back on
You
that
want to know
train.
the funny thing, Paul, is I said Warden has to say you have to do that, and I have a feeling I was thinking of Cool Hand Luke, and he was thinking of the movie Holes.
He was.
Yeah.
100%.
That just is so... I had to reference that to Paul because I'm going, fuck.
That was a good movie.
I bet my man could eat
Holes
50
was
eggs.
a good movie.
No, now that
I was also thinking of holes.
Were you?
Yeah, when you
Yeah,
said
this
that.
is the divide here. Like,
Yeah.
you guys are old and we're young.
I was just thinking about digging a hole.
you've seen Holes, have you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He did, yeah. He was a little young for that one,
Yeah.
though.
But I have eyes, got
Yeah.
a TV,
Yeah.
Yeah.
turn it on.
What was his name? Shia LaBeouf, right? One of his first big things.
and his only good one.
Hey, the first.
You have not seen Peanut Butter
Transformers.
Falcon, obviously.
The first Transformers movies was good. Peanut Butter Falcon was good.
If you don't cry during Peanut Butter Falcon,
I think that's nice to say the first Transformers.
And he's really. It was a good movie.
it wasn't bad.
And he was also really good in Fury, a World War II
Yes.
tank movie with
Yes.
Brad Pitt.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Great job. Great
Yeah.
job. Paul, how's your training going?
I rode with you guys, and then I did Sunday by
Sunday?
myself, just pretty casual, and then ended up with, since it's October,
Yeah.
climbing an elevation of 666.
You couldn't climb one more feet.
I
foot.
go
You couldn't,
home,
like,
and then I get
run up and down
inside,
the
and
stairs.
I download my ride
Yeah.
while I'm undressing, and then it just popped up.
Oh.
And I'm like, huh, well, isn't that fitting?
Wow.
But I made a purchase today.
What?
I bought a direct drive.
What?
Nice.
Yeah,
Which
Wahoo
one?
Core.
Nice.
Yeah, the Core. It packs up a
Nice.
little bit better. And,
Yeah.
because in our condo, it's like to set up, the snap. I got to change out the skewer. I need to change
Yep.
the tire. I've got to do
Oh,
all
shit,
that.
yeah.
There's so much. And I talked to my wife, and she goes, "All right."
It's quieter too.
Oh,
It
way
is a
quiet.
lot quieter.
It's so much quieter. But I will say, if in 2023, it doesn't actually financially make sense to have a wheel-on trainer anymore. Like, you can get them for so cheap that you start thinking about getting a wheel, getting another tire, all the skewer, all that stuff. And honestly, like, you're not far off from having, like, you got one for $450.
$350.
$350.
It's $400 total.
That's crazy.
What was it? What's the model?
The Elite Sutro.
Oh, Elite.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It packs up nicely too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
As long
Yeah.
as there's
They're
the
not
cheapest one
quite
online.
as quiet as Wahoo.
Yeah.
Mm.
Wow,
They're
it's
noisy.
quiet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just shit. Ever since I waxed my chain, I ride on the trainer. It's whisper quiet now.
Yeah.
That's probably saying something about my mechanical skills, but nice. But it's nice. It's good. David, how was your week?
I did 3 night rides last week before our weekend ride because I couldn't start a bike ride until like 6:15 at the earliest, and saw a moose one night. That was cool. Lots of good sunsets.
This mountain bike or road night rides?
I've been
road night rides.
Yep, road with lights. It was so nice last week.
Yeah.
And there was no
have
option otherwise. So
Never envisioned attempting that
Oh, really?
unless I
I'm
had to
desperate.
as a commute element.
Oh, it's so nice.
I was
like
so
going
desperate.
out. Yeah, I love going out Valley Chapel. Everybody make fun of me.
Am I the only one who sees this as kind of freaky?
Actually, cars give you a lot more room
Yeah.
because they can't see your silhouette; they only see the light.
Yeah,
And
so
so they
like, I
actually-
don't know what that is when I go way
He
around.
might have a sidecar.
Yeah.
You never know.
Or a car. We're in the northwest
Yeah.
of Washington State,
I did.
so
hear a
it
bird,
could be a
though.
car with no headlight.
A bird hit me in the middle of the night once. I've had it.
Oh,
I've
with
had-
me?
Yeah. I've had like.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's not bad when the weather's good to like do it. It's
Wow.
so quiet, and if you're,
You feel like you're going so fast.
yeah, that too.
And then you get home, you're like, oh, 16 mile an hour average.
Yeah, 16. Yeah, not very fast.
Yeah,
I
not
don't
very-
know why I've never thought of that.
It's so much
not gonna
fun.
do
You're not
And when
gonna
it's
do it?
warm,
Yeah.
When it's warm, it is so, yeah. I mean, lights these days, it's like a car light. You can see
Yeah.
everything in front of you, and it's like dark. It is something serene about it.
Wow.
I love
Paul, no.
autumn
No.
night rides.
No.
No,
Yeah, but
there's
it-
too many animals that run out in front of you.
There's that
You
too,
don't have
yeah.
a time.
That's
Yeah.
dusk, though.
No, deer are nocturnal. There's there's quite a few
I haven't
vermin
had
that are
any issues.
nocturnal.
I
that.
do remember
Coyotes.
the Midnight Century, riding the Midnight Century, and that's a different beast altogether because it's you're on a gravel road, you got chatter bumps and stuff like that, and I remember pulling out of that ride at about mile 50, going, I'm not going to ride at night anymore. I don't know if I don't think I have the nighttime eyes for it anymore.
Yeah.
I think that's probably like I was thinking about that when I was riding because there's like a period as the sun's going down where I have it on the flashy mode.
You have
so
to,
that-
yeah,
and-
I would
and
imagine.
so cars can see you, and then like I can't really see very well,
Yeah,
and then you turn the light on, I can see well enough, but I was thinking eventually I probably won't be able to do this. Like
I
the night
never-
vision goes away.
Yeah.
Never want to do it
Yeah.
again. But when we were training for the 24, once again, like what are the elements we need to do? Let's attack those. So one of them was riding in the middle of the night. So we started our ride
my
at midnight.
God.
But you made us start in like 35-degree weather.
you guys are overthinking
And it got
this
down
shit.
to like 40 degrees on our ride. Anyway,
fair.
that doesn't matter.
Whatever happened to just like going, oh wow, it's hotter than normal, I think I'll keep riding. You guys are honestly like, I gotta ride in the middle of the night for a 24-hour. You gotta train and ride in
he
the
was
middle of the
like-
night.
he was
Yeah.
You
like-
are lunatics.
He was. It was
I
all
crushed
him.
this though.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Besides
did you?
all of the 80% of the time that David was on the front. Every bit other, I was really good.
But I can't
I shaved
imagine
my
doing
legs
that.
for that.
Yeah, David did shave his legs. That was
Wow.
probably last
I shaved
time.
my legs for that. Was the last
Is that
time.
like 2001.
That was right before residency, 2021.
Yeah, it was whenever we did the cross state trip.
Oh,
Anyway,
that trip.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like for that, we were training, and like we rode at night, and it was cool.
Yeah.
It was like
I thought you were
dead
talking about
quiet.
the 24-hour mountain bike race.
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't train for that.
Which is also a very
Does
fun
anybody?
time to ride outside at
I would
night.
train
Yeah.
my liver for that,
Yeah,
but that's the only training.
because
I
you were
would do.
saying you crushed it, and I was like, going, I don't think he's ever ridden.
He's never done it.
he's
Yeah.
ever crushed
I've asked him for like 5 years to do that race with me.
I'll do it if Jackson does it.
If somebody sells me a brand new mountain bike for free, I'll do it.
Okay, so that's what we have to do. We
So-
need a brand new mountain bike, and then
I need a brand deal.
So
Fast.
you're saying there's a chance?
Yeah,
His mountain
on
bike's
its
pretty
way.
old. His mountain bike's
Yeah,
seen some
dented
days.
rim, dented chain ring. But if anybody's out there for a slick commuter, I
It'd
got
be
one
a
for
good
you.
bike.
Rat
Yeah,
rod
we
it.
can sell it for
Like,
$100, $200, kind of a thing like that.
yeah, I'll take 500. You know,
500. Jesus.
Yeah, I'll take 500.
if you were looking at 1,000,
I think I spent 800 for it, like 15 years ago.
so we're looking for a profit then.
Is it 26 inch or?
It's a 29.
29.
29.
Yeah. It's a good bike. It's aluminum. Yeah.
Wait, so are
great.
we doing a team 24-hour?
Anyway, let's keep this.
Okay.
Keep this.
Keep moving
this
forward. This is what happens
boat
when
on
I
the
drink.
waves. You've had like
I know,
4
but I haven't
ounces.
been drinking.
The topic for tonight is thinking ahead and building on what's there. So, and we kind of been on it. We've been on this topic. So I guess I wanted to kind of grab the show by the proverbial balls and bring it back into control, which has another visual that I don't know if I really wanted to have in my mind right now. So what's your guys' plan for the cold months? What are your intentions? Sam, you already mentioned that you're just like, I'm on the trainer, man. I am focused. I am Eye of the Tiger. I am Top Gun every night until my head explodes.
I love that.
I can't believe you're still
Maverick.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Wouldn't
it
it be?
is at least once a week.
Holy Jesus.
It's so
I
good.
mean, the scenes where he's like, they are pretty like,
All of a sudden, you're like, oh my God, I've been sitting at 600 watts
yeah.
for 10 seconds.
Well, Tom
just kidding.
Cruise is just like,
Yeah.
Leaning. Did you get that on camera, Jack? Good.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, no, like I think the trainer, like I love it. I have a great setup as we've talked about before.
Yeah.
So I'm in.
Jackson, you're the kind of guy who, whenever I talk to you about this, either you're keeping your cards incredibly close to your chest, or you're really that nonchalant about it. It seems like all of us are like, I'm in training block 7, week 2, day 5, and I have to do this, and you're just like, I don't know, I'm just gonna hop on the trainer and ride. Are you really that unstructured?
No.
That's not an insult.
No, it's I'm not unstructured. I just I've always been that type of guy. You know, I always keep it kind of close to myself a little bit. Last year,
So you're lying to us when you're saying you're training. You're just kind of being lackluster. You're lying. You're actually training your ass off.
Have you hit through 1300 watts yet?
have I hit 13 in my life
No, this season.
this season? Well, I did when we were on the road. Well,
On the
quite a bit.
trainer. I'm looking for it on the trainer.
Oh,
1,300.
I've done it on the trainer
All right.
before. Yeah.
He's training.
But no, I
don't think I've hit 1,300 one.
that's
I don't think I've hit 1,000.
anyways.
Continue. I was just derailing you.
No.
Yeah.
It's not derailing. It's me. It's kind of leading me to what I was going to say, because I think last year I let it out a little too much, and that's not usually like me. So I think what I like to do is I kind of like to keep it to myself, like to act like there's not a lot going on, when in reality something could be going on.
So are you Stravaing it then, or are you not?
Oh yeah,
Stravaing?
I Strava it. If you if people are really worried about it and they want to look at my Strava files, you can go on and look.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is what it is. You know, it's gonna be on trainer. It's gonna be on the road. So I just kind of do my own.
I find it so interesting.
Well, I've kind of come to the realization lately, like when people ask me how was your day, I go, oh, you know, it's good. It's just a normal day. That's
You've
just
been
kind of
doing
how
that since you were a child, though. I'd pick you up from school, and I was like, "How's your school day? Good.
That's
What'd you
kinda
do? Nothing.
That's kind of how I am. I'm kind of a private guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't share a lot of things too often. you know?
God, can we have Maria on this podcast?
Can you weigh in on
can,
this?
Can we have Maria on this?
Oh yeah, we do need Maria.
Yeah,
on this.
Like,
because
I
she'd be
want
like,
to
he's
know-
full of
Yeah,
shit.
exactly.
He is freaking out on a daily basis.
know.
He sees somebody else trains, and he immediately goes in like
No, that's
an
you.
EPO guy in the middle of the night who has to keep his heart going, you know, because he hops on the trainer.
we
at
would
4
get
a.m.
like
and
the
he's just
most
like, "Oh, I
insane
gotta go
insight.
back." Yeah, well, that is me. That is
Yeah.
100% me.
She's
Yeah.
very similar on it too, though. You know, she'd be like, "Oh, you know, he's just doing his thing." We both.
You guys are annoying.
Well, it's
No, he just knows that I'll talk all the shit for him.
exactly.
Like
I got
Jackson's gonna rip your legs off.
I got a
this year.
mouthpiece for me.
How many?
this is
how
true.
many,
That's
how many
true.
days per week are you guys thinking about dedicating to training?
3 committed.
3 committed.
3.
3.
And they will be no more than 45 minutes each.
Really?
I 100% high intensity, low volume all winter long, because I don't want to do it. I don't want to be on the trainer. And then I'll ski the other days. And it worked this year.
Yeah, you
I mean,
like skiing.
I feel like I was strong enough this year.
Yeah, I mean
at
you're
the
slower
beginning.
than me. But
Well, you know, we only raced once. I beat you.
3 as well for
My
me.
legs were
3?
heavy.
4 if something fun happens. But
I am already on training blocks that are Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But some
too
of them are 20-minute strength
That's so much of a commitment to me.
Some of them are 18-minute yoga sessions.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel if you miss one?
Yeah, see, that's...
I don't care. Especially if it's
Good
one of
for
the
you.
shorter ones.
It doesn't keep you up at night?
Well, a little bit.
Yeah. I was going to say
Everything
you're
keeps me up
lying
at
if-
night.
Yeah.
The demons keep me up at night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You suck.
I think my whole plan, like my whole theory through all of winter is that you just need to maintain so that when spring comes around, you just want to be on your bike. Like that's my whole goal is that when spring comes around, I want to be on my bike so much that I will go do like a 100-mile ride by myself.
Right.
And if I train too hard in the winter, I'll be burned out by the time spring rolls around.
See, that's what I think is super important to remember is that like the mental side of training, I feel like is really big during the wintertime because that is the time where you can hate your bike and get burnout so quickly. Like if you're training 5 days a week on a trainer, at least me personally, I would get into the springtime, summertime and be like, I don't want this thing anymore. I don't want to train. I don't want to race. I don't want any of it. So it's that balance between keeping the fitness and keeping yourself sane. It's a tough balancing act.
I agree with what you're saying, but for me it's something different where it's like I just enjoy the work of it. Like I just enjoy
just
the
like Top
hard
Gun.
effort. And
What?
I really love
He just
Top
likes
Gun.
Yeah,
Top Gun.
well, and I feel like you're wired a little bit differently. You like to just
Yeah.
like put in the hard hours sometimes.
Yeah, and but like then I because for me, I don't want to train when spring comes. I just want to ride. Like I just like to. I think I'm at structure we had all season long. We were just riding whenever we'd ride.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, Paul is somebody else as similar as I am. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
We are we have more to lose.
Absolutely. If we don't even maintain, we're going backwards.
This
I
3
mean,
days a
have
week
to.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I'm only counting on the bike. Three times.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
will be. I just signed up and made a plan that's with systems, and so I planned out, just kind of like basic fitness. There's core, yoga, no mental because they had that mental whatever thing
For sure.
I would blow that system up.
What's wrong with you?
Sorry, all servers are down.
Yeah.
I've never seen a computer cry.
Yeah.
Fucking crying.
Oh my God, this is horrible.
This guy is messed up.
So that's about it. I think intensity. I do not like being on the trainer for more than an hour. I think what David's kind of hit on the head.
Mm-hmm.
I think to be on the trainer and get a good warm up and then good intensity, that's about it. But I do want to just get the legs turning over, and I will commute as much as I can before the ice and snow.
Yeah.
I'm the only one here who can. I've done 3-hour training, indoor training.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
ridiculous.
insane.
That sucks.
But
That's where your mental
Maverick is
problem
an
is.
hour.
that's
part
one
of
of
it.
them.
Maverick is an hour 45.
Yeah.
That's two rides.
Right, for an hour 45.
I have done it where I have done like 30 minutes and then I get off and I do some like squats or sit-ups or something like that. And then I go fill a water bottle and then I come back and I hop on 30 minutes. And then I go do something, the squats, sit-ups, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes. And it breaking it down like that, I don't know why. I've been able to, I will this winter, again, do some 2+ hour rides on the trainer.
Don't you feel that helps you mentally though? 'Cause
Yeah.
some people get charged by that. Like
I do.
You're talking about your training. You like that structure.
Yeah.
And so if it feeds you mentally, that's good. But if it breaks you down, like Jackson and I get burnt out, then it's not a recipe for everybody. And
And
you
me.
get burnt out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, I walk away from those going, man, that was good. I got something done today. And and it's a crappy day outside and everybody's just kind of hanging around. There's nothing to go on, heaven forbid football's on or something like that, and I'll just go and I'll just do it. I don't know why. It helps me. And because I'm a bigger guy and I've got to worry about power to weight ratios, and that will be on something that I will always have to think about, because let's be honest, I mean, I can't get up a hill as fast as you guys. I might be pushing more watts, but it doesn't mean shit if I got 30 extra pounds on the bike. So I've got to...
You and I are about the same.
How much do you weigh?
195.
Well, guess what? I got 10 pounds on you.
That's
In
not a
20
lot.
years.
It's not
Yeah.
a lot.
And
That's
20
a
years.
lot.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
20? How old are you?
32.
20, 24.
20. Yeah. 22.
Who do you guys think's older, Samurai?
Well,
We know it.
We
yeah,
know
we
it.
all know
Yeah.
it.
If we
Yeah.
judge
You
by the
look
gray
older,
gray
though.
hair in your head,
Yeah.
You look older because
so
of the
it's not a
past you've led.
compliment. You look haggard.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the
the life
chronically
you've led.
haggard.
The life you've
defeated.
led. What are your guys? Let's pony up. I just mentioned my weakness. Actually, I have other weaknesses. I've made it common that I have to work on my shoulders and my core. What do you guys consider a weakness that you have to work upon this weekend? This winter.
And this weekend.
Yeah, and this weekend. Yeah, every day.
I know that I am not the best time trialist. More of a, to give myself a good compliment. I was gonna say Wout van Aert, but he's pretty good at it.
He's pretty damn
yeah.
good.
More of a Julian Alaphilippe.
So
type.
you're saying you need to work on sustained efforts,
Right, and so
Kind of FTP thing.
right, just sticking at that. I think it'd be really good for me. I'd love to work on my climbing ability, but I'm too big of a person to really stick with like the small, punitive climbers. But
Locally, there's
Different.
nothing that
Yeah,
like,
super different, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, when we go to Montana, for instance,
Yeah.
I'm not 145. I'm
Yeah.
not 145 pounds. Like I can't do that. That's just something that I cannot
I mean, there were
physically
some guys
attain.
that were like probably in the 170 to 180 range that were in your pack, right?
Yeah, that's not. I don't think that.
You
that's
could
a
do
fair,
it.
That
You
that
could
do it.
particular course, but I understand
Yeah.
what you're talking
You'll be
about.
a
Mount
climber next
Spokane
year.
that's where
It's
you
not,
get hit.
yeah, it's not suitable for me.
Yeah.
And so I think focusing on the punchy stuff that I excel at, of course, but sticking
So
with
that's
my eye on.
sustained kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
What?
I know that was a long answer, but
That's all right.
We also
You haven't even got to me yet. Wait
Paul,
for
Yeah.
what
answer.
are your weaknesses? What do you want to work
mine's
on?
recovery, and
Yeah.
that used to be my strong point. I was like would recover in seconds, but age has something to do with that.
So what are you doing
I can see
about
on
it?
top of it. I will be doing a lot more intervals. And my good friend Dismount Dave has a new motorcycle. So
Yeah.
in the spring, he says, "Yeah, I'm up for it."
For those of you who don't know,
You
Dave,
need to- okay,
go
but,
back
like, from
into
a-
the Packfiller catalog and
He's a
find some of
gas.
the episodes he's been on, and they are rated R. But but the dismount episodes are always fun. He was our stats guy for a long time.
Yeah.
Man. The guy knows more about
Still
bike
does.
racing. Yeah,
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But from like a physiological side of things, you need to invest in like podium legs or like Normatec legs or like
Testosterone lotion.
Don't you mean-
testosterone dosing. You know,
Lotion.
like
Can you prescribe some like patches?
Oh, yeah.
All of a sudden-
Yeah.
Lotion.
all of a
is
sudden-
good.
Yeah,
Lotion.
you picked
is
it up
best
at
way to go,
Walgreens.
yeah.
Next
this.
week, how Dave lost his medical license.
Yeah.
I will ask
And
though.
how Paul gets busted.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I will ask though. Do you mean recovery between rides or recovery between efforts in a race?
Efforts.
Yeah.
See, okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Testosterone went out.
Yeah.
Actually, it might.
let's try it.
But
Good, let's do it.
For an example, in a crit, like if I put forth hard effort, it used to just take me like a few seconds. Within 30 seconds, I could go again.
Yeah, yeah,
And now it's like I need 3 minutes.
yeah.
I need 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's just interval work.
Yeah. But also
Yeah.
your age too.
Yeah.
There's a book called was it Cycling or Fit After 50? And one of the things they studied runners, and that's all the big study was, is that runners that continued running into their 50s quit doing interval work, and their VO2 max dropped because it's a lot easier. You have more endurance when you're older.
Boatloads of endurance.
Yeah, and so it's just more comfortable, and it's really hard. I mean, for those who did increase, or kept
The
their
pervy pills is
Yeah.
coming out. David hears it's really hard, and you just get
Won't he be a
giggle
great
at the end of
doctor?
yeah, yeah. Hey, doc, I got erectile
You said as
dysfunction.
long as he doesn't have any pervy pills in the
yeah,
system,
yeah,
he's good.
yeah. Okay. Jesus.
But
Should we change your name on the podcast from here on out?
Yeah,
Just in case. Paul?
sustainability.
I'll mute him if
Yeah.
he continues to offend.
But it's just one of those things where they studied the guys who did did intervals, when you lose your VO2 capability when you get older. That's just a simple fact. But it's way less than those who don't do intervals.
Yeah.
And so,
God,
is that all right? Did you crack up on that last bit?
They just intervals don't feel good, and that's the.
I
hard
used to
part.
love them.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, that was like running
See,
lines.
I love them on the trainer. I don't want to do them outdoors. I don't like lining them up with areas in town.
That's true. It's hard to line it up with your route.
So it's just like that's why I'm so like motivated with winter. I'm like, oh, this is easy. Just get on, do this, turn off my brain, and then by springtime, I have some type of fitness I can play with.
This summer, I went out for a lot of solo rides because I was trying to catch up. And so on those solo rides, I would do stair-step intervals, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I would take the next interval's distance or half the next interval's distance off in between, and regardless of the terrain, I would do that.
Way too much math.
So I'd look at my computer and I'd go, okay, 5 minutes from now is blah. I have to go balls out from here until that time. And then I'd recover, and then I'd look, and I'd go, oh, shit, it's a huge climb, but I have to go for 4 minutes. So I'd go for 4 minutes, regardless of the terrain. If it was downhill, if it was flat, if it was uphill, no matter what it was. I'd just make sure I rode out to a place like Valley Chapel or something like that, where I knew I had roads without stoplights, without that kind of stuff. And I did that several times this summer because it was a good way, because I don't know when a race is going to go faster. You never know. Somebody's going to attack on a specific area.
Power is power is power. Like if you can do that on the trainer.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, when it's 85 degrees outside, and if you're on the trainer and you post it to Strava, everybody's going to bust your balls.
Well, backing off of that, you want to know what I think I'm going to do from now on?
What?
Is I think I'm going to include indoor training within my active season as well.
No.
Because it's grown worthy, but I think it's also the opportunity to get some real actually structured workouts within.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah,
totally.
Did you hear Paul say that was a good idea?
Yeah, I think
everybody gather your children up because the apocalypse is nigh.
Training wise, he said the same thing to me this year. He's like, yeah, no, that's a great idea training wise.
I think
just for your soul.
If I want to gain positive results, which I do this year because last year was a really tough year for me.
Yeah.
I think that's something that I have to do.
Yeah.
If you're not going to get it. So for me, I hate doing structural intervals because all you're doing is looking at your clock and you're like, okay, wait. But when we race 4 days a week, that was your interval training. You did not.
Yeah.
And it was because sometimes it wasn't a 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute. Sometimes it was a 4 minute, or maybe just a 30 second and then 1 minute break and then another 2 minutes 30. It's random, and that's where when you get that structure, I think in your mindset, at least mentally, I don't know, physically it probably does you some good, but that's the thing, you got to just say screw it. And that's what I like about motor pacing is you take off, and the hardest part is getting back onto that wheel. You think you're safe and you turn it off, and that's what happens in races. You're like, oh, and then there's a little gap and you're screwed. You have to fight all the time, and that's where intervals on trainers are terrible, because you can just stop. You're not going to tip over or anything. It's over. It's over. But that's not what happens in races. You still have to push through that.
Yeah.
So
I'm with you, because I was at the tail end of that too. Like we had local stuff that was going on over in Bellingham, and then you'd go race every single weekend. So it was like once.
But that's gone.
March hit.
That ain't coming back.
No, it's not coming back. But that's why it's like doing Thursday nights and stuff like that we did this season.
Yeah. Be honest for the next couple of questions. What's your approach to strength training?
Pedal harder.
Gym?
Sorry, what
do
is
you go
strength?
to a gym? Do you do any kind of things like that? Or is it just bike?
Pedal harder.
Bike.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much the same.
Looking around the bar.
Can I just count locate into strength training?
No.
Kind of.
Yeah, then I don't do it.
My back hurts all the time.
Jackson?
Well, I have to pick up a child a day.
That's strength training. That's strength training.
You don't think it is, and then do it every day.
Yeah.
It is.
I'm the only one in this group who.
That's
who
my
does
thing
strength
that
training.
I would like to do more this winter.
I'm going
You asked
to
the
do it-
question earlier.
I like Jackson's comment. I'm going to incorporate it now officially. I always have been pretty good about it, but I'm going to now make sure I do it year round. I'm never going to stop. Now, it used to be back in the 80s that you had to stop in the spring because you didn't want that muscle weight,
Bulk.
Yeah. But body weight, weight strength training, like the Derby stuff and a lot of the stuff that they do on System is really good stuff, and it's 20, 30 minutes tops. I have to do it. Number one, because the fastest I've ever been in my life is when I was in the weight room. Fastest I've ever been. And second of all, I'm not
But
getting
also,
any
how
younger.
old were you
Yeah. When?
when you were in the weight room?
From my teens to my early 30s.
Those are all secret fat.
And that was perfectly
Yeah,
placed, though.
it was.
We all have to admit that was
You
perfectly
used that
placed.
one well.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. But those were, you got to compare the years with the crowd you're racing against too. A lot of guys back in my 20s were a lot faster than you.
Oh yeah, no, that's very true. It is very true. You were also way faster than me back then.
Well, I don't know about that. Be honest, gentlemen. How's your core? How is your
what
core
is that?
fitness? Yeah.
That's why my back
Pretty
hurts.
good.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that why
Jackie,
my
you
back
consider your
hurts?
core
Yeah.
strength fit?
I'd say
Terrible.
it's pretty good.
Terrible.
Absolutely rotten, and that's why I signed up for systems.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they do workouts where you get 2 water bottles full.
Yeah.
Mine's stability from my
That
lateral
balance
movement
stuff is
terrible.
yeah.
I mean, you could high winds and I'm blown over. I
Yeah.
can't do it. I have to be right into it.
David,
Terrible.
how's your
Terrible.
core? Terrible. Sam, how's your core?
Most people have like some kind of 6-pack or something. I have 6 rolls.
Okay.
So
I love the honesty.
That does not necessarily correlate, but I also in med school, first and second year of med school, we had this circuit course that this Russian guy put on. He was a cyclist actually. He did a bunch of the what's the race across America? Oh, RAM, Race Across America.
Yeah.
She just
What
had
it's
to
actually
say it.
What's
called.
the acronym for
What's
that?
that?
What's
Yeah.
the race?
What's Race Across America?
What's the number for 911?
Yeah, exactly. He did a bunch of those, and he was this retired guy older retired from cycling who just put on this strength core training class for everybody, and he would always tell me in his Russian accent, like, I'm not going to try to impersonate it, that like if you want to be fast on a bike, you have to have a fast core. And I will say that even though I was a first and second year medical student, I went down to like OKC Pro Am when I was training and doing this core class with him, and this was the only time in my life I had any sort of core, and that was some of the strongest I've ever felt. So it is important. It's
When
just,
I
you
was,
know, do you
when I
want to take
was-
the time?
When I was child, all we did was stand in line
Yes.
and do sit-ups.
You should, yes, exactly.
Facing
Stand and
pretty
do
much
sit-ups.
it.
Facing brick wall.
It's not core. It's not core. It's not cool.
You know what he used to always say that
You will do this,
you know
or
what
you
is-
will die.
You know what is genuinely true though that he always would say in that accent? If you have warm hands and warm feet, you can do anything.
If you have warm
Yeah.
hands and warm feet,
Warm
you can
hands
do
and warm
anything.
feet.
Yep.
Warm hands, warm feet.
I agree
Come
with
give
that.
me large
Yes,
kiss.
yes.
Yes, yes.
Then we have marriage.
Hey, fun fact. He introduced Danielle and I. So
Really?
Oh.
Wow.
Danny,
This man is
Danny,
very strong.
David, Danny, you guys get married now.
yes.
Give large kiss. Go get marriage.
How is the? These are other strength training and winter stuff. How long of a plank can you hold?
What's a plank?
When was the last time anybody
I'm talking
did a
elbow,
plank?
elbow plank, elbow plank.
Why would you do that?
think-
Nobody does that, right?
I think 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
Sam,
2.
What's a plank?
you
No,
work.
come on.
You're so full of shit. You work in a place that
From my
doesn't-
knees, I could probably do it for 2 minutes. Yeah.
From your knees.
That's
That's
that's like
that's like the push
like
up
sit
thing.
down.
I have no clue.
Really?
I just tell people to do this stuff.
You just
think I do what I
Okay.
preach?
This is making me
I'm
feel
sitting
really
at the
good.
bar drinking beer.
This is making me feel really good. Paul, do you know how long of a plank you can do?
I used to do it for quite some time, but
Yeah.
now, probably if I was a minute, I'd be lucky.
Wow,
Yeah.
David.
Also, I'd way rather you guys be
I used
talking
to
about
do
planks than
I used to
push-ups.
do 6
Yeah.
minutes when I was, and I would hope I could still do 5.
Holy.
You still think you could do 5 today?
Well,
I
he
don't
only
know.
weighs
I mean-
like $1.25.
Did you just
that's
did
true.
you just say you can't do a push-up?
No, I can't. It's not that I can't do
Don't do
push-ups.
push-ups.
It's I hate push-ups.
Oh,
They-
yeah,
my
push-ups.
shoulders, they
Don't do push-ups.
destroy me.
I
Don't
thought
do
you said I
push-ups.
can't do a push-up.
Nobody
No.
should do a push-up.
I can do push-ups.
Yeah,
I
if
can
you're
probably,
listening out
I'm
there,
not going to
don't
lie.
do
I could
push-ups.
probably do like 15.
They're so bad
15.
for you.
That'd be it.
Yeah.
I can't do shit. I am in the middle of a Dare Be challenge, and I started at a minute 30, and that wasn't that bad, and now I'm up to 2:45, and I'm still okay doing planks. Now I'm shaking like a leaf on a tree by the end of it. Just somebody comes in and sees me, they're like, "Fuck, are you okay?"
He's having a
happening?
fit.
No, I'm doing a plank. It's who stretches?
I do a little bit because I do like some sun salutations in the morning.
Yeah, like when you wake
And
up.
I'm not talking to
All
put your
jokes.
I'm not talking to put your socks on.
You
in
know,
the
all
morning.
jokes aside, I do a lot of stretching.
Yeah,
because
you-
that has helped me a ton.
It does
That's-
help.
Really,
Yeah, that
I
has
need
helped
to
me
incorporate a
ton.
big stretch regimen, and
Especially
that's that
with
yoga
cyclists,
thing.
like it's very common that we get lower cross syndrome is a standard thing. That's where you get tight here, strong here, whatever.
Okay,
So that is like stretching is huge for cyclists to open up hip flexors so that you can actually activate your glutes. I'm not going to go on this rant, but
no, that's good.
it's one of those things that like stretching is huge, and you won't even be able to access like your glutes until you actually
Wow,
are able to stretch your hip flexors.
It's a myth.
So you must.
a myth.
No, wait.
I
Are
have
you
no
saying that
access to my
then you-
ass.
Once you open up those, you'll be able to use your ass. Your hips must be wide open because your ass is huge.
Huge.
It is.
Come on.
See, that's in the last. That's in the last year.
You guys have open
That's
asses.
in the last year. Yeah, I know. You guys got a free
Open
draft.
asses?
Free
No,
draft.
Open hips.
Oh, hips. Well, he said glutes.
Completely
Yeah,
different.
one does well in prison, the other one doesn't.
Yeah.
This episode's so out of control. I love it.
Talk to me about worst winter habits. What are the things you tend to fall into that does not benefit your preparation?
Yeah. Pour me another.
See, if you just stick to it like I do, and you just drink year round.
It doesn't bother you.
It doesn't
Yeah,
affect you, yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah, whiskey.
Yeah.
It's for me. It's because I right around this time when the leaves start changing is when I pull out. I start going to whiskey
Yeah.
because I drink light beer all summer long, and then the leaves change, and I change to whiskey.
Really?
The leaves change to darker colors, and so does my alcohol.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't really
Beautiful.
change anything.
Jackson,
I'm gonna
you
be honest.
don't really drink that much, so
No, I
but
don't
so
really
that
drink that
doesn't
much.
have to do. Do you have any winter habits that you fall? Comfort food or just sheer
DiGiorno.
screw the bike?
No more DiGiorno. I live with a person 3 more days a week now, so that rocks.
3 less DiGiornos.
Yeah,
there
which
you
is
go.
like
I've
way
never
better.
had one.
You've never had a DiGiorno.
I've never had a
Wow.
DiGiorno.
That's-
I've also-
that's
That's
disappointing.
actually kind of bad.
I've
Yeah,
also
you
never
should-
had one.
Where's disappointing?
What?
You should just go to the store. It's frozen. Do it. 20
They're
minutes.
actually
It's
not
easy.
terrible,
It's easy.
especially like
My whole
like
point,
college.
though.
Like dice up some veggies and throw those on there.
That's stupid.
Sacrilege,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I think I don't really change much. I mean, treat my body the same way all year round. It's just I'm inside more now.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
David, you mentioned skiing. Are cross training activities, in your opinion, legit for gaining fitness, or are they just legit for maintaining fitness?
I do think there's benefit to doing different things because you're probably utilizing your core more, using other muscles in your legs besides just like the 4 muscles you use to ride a bike. So I don't know how to speak to that with any sort of like proof, but I think cross training is good for you. I think it's good for your mind. I think it's good for utilizing the other, like cycling. You just do this all the time in this one position,
Dude,
and you
get
never
wider
move.
bars. Jesus.
Well, this is why I'm so arrow. And then
You look like Larry King there for a second there.
Yeah.
Nobody else understands
Yeah.
that reference.
I do.
So-
Tell me why
everybody does.
why you care. Yeah.
Garlic.
Garlic.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But like cross country skiing, that has got to be beneficial.
Yeah.
That is such a good workout.
Yeah. You
But
should
it's in the
learn how to
cold,
cross country
and
ski.
it takes
though.
3.5 hours to get there and back.
We're doing cross country skiing this year. I'm dragging you up.
When I snowboard, it is
It's
not.
gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
For those who didn't see Jackson on camera, he went, yeah, and then he shook his head no. And he rolled his eyes a
I
little
remember,
bit.
like
a true
it was like
20
August or something.
some-year-old.
You were talking about what you're going to be doing this year, and it was
That was
in August.
that was
You were
happy
drunk?
me.
Yeah.
That was happy me. This is
The season's coming in.
This
and
is
this is not
seasonal
happy
me.
me anymore.
Is anybody gonna try something new this year? Paul, you've got a new trainer. Holy shit,
there you
direct
go.
drive trainer. Wow, I don't even know you anymore.
I know.
man. So, anything else? I mean, you have a 3-month subscription.
No, I used to. Yeah, I do. Yeah, thanks, because our GT's
Zwift,
going
yeah,
away.
yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know how often I'll use that. It's like one of the novelty wore off seriously within about 4 months of me being on it for the first. I think the first year was like in 2018 for me, and then the second year I'm like, hey, I get to do. Oh, this is not that fun.
Yeah.
And then it got so crowded, it's just like your avatar's like squeezing between people all the time, and and then they got butterflies and who knows, and there's fish swimming above your head.
Bears falling
It's just
out of
dumb.
trees.
I'm like,
yeah.
I might as well just be staring at a brick wall.
Mm-hmm. Or
I think
Maverick.
something that we have never done that I have always talked about. I mean, and it stems from me. I used to teach spin classes where we would go on Tuesdays, Thursdays. You went to one,
Yeah, well,
and
my
then
rollers.
Saturday. Yeah, exactly. And it was like we'd all show up, guide everybody through a workout, yada yada. And I thought, like, how cool would it be if we just, put up a workout on screen and then we were watching something or whatever, but we did it as a group.
So you're saying like a Zwift-based group workout?
Together, actually in a room, though. Not
Oh.
just like, like if we fired up David's huge propane heater in his garage and all
Good.
brought our trainers over.
You got carbon monoxide detectors with that propane heater.
Is that
I have a
code
heated
thing or
garage.
something?
No, they
And
just
David like sitting over there like
just take a little power nap.
Everybody else getting sleepy?
Just take a little power nap and you're good.
I have a heated garage.
He does.
Yeah.
There you go.
Electric
Do
heat?
that.
I have the
Oh,
carport.
that's good.
Should I get carbon monoxide detectors? Is that a thing? I should
God,
get-
Well, in
honestly,
your
I'm
house.
now.
In your house.
well, it's in the garage. The
Yeah.
the propane.
Is it a Resner? Like up
It's
in
one
the
of those
wall?
big
Up in the
ones
corner?
that's
Yeah,
like-
okay.
heats the place up in like
Not
2
when
minutes.
you stick a tank to.
No, it's
No,
a
no, no,
Resner.
no.
It's
It's a-
legit. Yeah, that's legit.
So it's actually natural gas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not propane.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Sorry. It is natural gas.
That's a
not
little
propane.
different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, like how on board would you guys be for that? Like, bring your trainer over.
napping
and it
in
was
the
a Saturday,
garage. He
and
hasn't woken up
do a
for
trainer
3
ride.
days.
Wow, what a headache. Jesus.
Oh my god! I had 1 pill. I swear to God.
I think to answer Sam's question though, I think it would be something that would be kind of fun and kind of help create that kind of camaraderie feeling.
Yeah.
Almost
Yeah.
like we're all
Like
in
a
this
team ride.
stupid
Yeah.
thing together. Yeah. I think it'd be good.
We used to do that all the time as a team. We
Yeah.
have like trainer and
Roller
somebody would
parties,
blow a
we
whistle.
call them. Yeah.
Your coach would blow a whistle, and you just had to go as hard as you can until you heard the whistle.
Oh, should we
Right.
just line the trainers up too, like a pace line?
Yeah,
No.
No.
In front.
and then blow the whistle, and then you had to take the lead. You pick
That's-
up your trainer,
yeah,
your
that's-
bike.
That's less like Paceline and more like Human Centipede.
Yes,
We can just watch
It's just
Maverick.
like everybody farts, and it's just like,
We should have a Maverick viewing party. I got a big TV in there now.
Let's go.
I had a projector.
There we
Let's
go.
do the
Even better.
projector. We'll project Trainer Road onto.
By the way, the listeners give no shit about
Yeah,
us.
but-
I do
Yeah,
have a
absolutely.
question though that other people might be interested in if the leader doesn't mind a follower asking.
That sounded condescending,
think he
Jackson.
has-
I
you
didn't
think
come
he
out that
has
way.
I
It
took
didn't
that
come out that way.
offensive.
Think
Well,
he has power.
That's on you. What does everybody like to watch? Do you watch movies? Do you watch the video that's on? Is there a specific
Great question.
piece of entertainment that you like to watch? For instance, last night I watched the Packers and the Raiders game.
Who won?
Well, it was a really shitty game. I didn't care who won because it was 3-0 at half.
Oh,
The Packers win. That's all I care about.
I don't think they. I don't know if they did.
yeah.
I
don't think they did.
Follow football anymore.
Both are
Yeah,
boring teams.
I follow pro football. I do.
Yeah.
And I hope the Packers win, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But,
Sorry, go ahead.
no. I was
Sam, do you really watch Maverick every effing time?
A lot of times.
Oh my God, you are.
We're not
Weird.
watching that.
like realistically.
We are.
It's a good movie.
We
It's
are.
not. It's not
Yeah,
a
we
bad
are gonna
movie.
watch it.
But after like
And
the
you're gonna be so ramped when we're watching it. You're gonna be like, every time.
Paul fell off his bike. He was following Mav through the canyon.
His Strava's gonna be like new power record.
Yeah. Jesus. I actually usually follow the video or in Zwift. I do that, but I have Audible. I listen to books. I devour books over the winter. I suck them down, and in fact,
on
the
bike.
trainer, yeah. And in fact, the year we were going to Belgium when COVID came out, I was studying my French. I was trying to get back up on my French.
bien.
Yeah, we. And I was trying to get caught up on my French because I was like, well, Paul knows German, Dave knows
He knows
facts.
English.
Yeah, yeah. And I was like, somebody's got to. Maybe I could have a little French to be able to kind of get us around.
I
So
now know why you guys hate riding the trainer.
I don't.
Because we don't watch Maverick
Because
while
we
doing
don't
it.
have a
Don't
hard on
watch.
for Tom fucking Cruise.
Sam, you don't like riding the trainer.
Have you seen the
Nobody
tooth?
does.
Have you seen the tooth thing with Tom Cruise? No. Do you know the tooth thing?
Oh yeah.
I don't want to watch
The
that.
what?
So his.
Go, no, hold on. You guys talk about what you watch, and I'm bringing.
I'll
up
tell you-
Tom
I'll tell you what.
Cruise tooth.
This
I watched.
podcast tonight is so derailed.
I
I,
know.
love it.
I don't
We're in the weeds.
care.
Yeah, we're in the weeds.
I watch old races from even current, like
Yeah.
last year, whatever I can get on YouTube. That's what I do.
That's what I like about the Sufferfest too, is that they include old race footage, so
Yeah.
you feel like you're in the race a little bit.
Yeah.
I do like that aspect. Yeah.
And there's several ones that I'll revisit, kind of not as much as like Maverick for this little piece of shit over
Right.
here, but
Yeah.
You watch Breaking
other than
Away.
his butt.
You watch
His
Breaking Away.
calves
on
are like
repeat,
only
huh?
this big, and then his ass. I don't know. I don't know how he can. He calls them legs.
David,
But I
do
don't
you
know if he can stand on them really.
David, do you still
Anyway.
stare at a wall?
I watch.
Sam, look behind you. His his teeth aren't in the center of his face.
That's what makes him a lizard.
You know way more about Tom Cruise than me.
I think
I've
that's just.
never
I think
noticed
that's
that.
just like a optical illusion.
No, it's true.
I don't know how that works. Honestly.
I
Oh my god! Somebody pull up like a screen thing that goes over
and
this.
you know how many times you've seen
I
his
don't
tongue?
even care about him. It's Halle Berry that I'm more interested in. Can you put her back? I'd rather stare at her than.
Yeah. Look at
She's
anyway,
a very
people don't
pretty
understand
woman.
what the
I
hell
think
we're doing
you're right,
because this is
though.
audio
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now mind you, he's Maverick. He's also a Scientologist. But, anyway.
Well, David, what do you watch?
He watches Maverick.
Back on the rails.
I've seen Maverick not as many times as Sam. Probably I watch it once or twice per winter. But
Same.
anything like Marvel, anything Star Wars, anything that's like an action movie for me
Where you
is
don't have
like,
to think.
yeah, I'm just watching people like get, I don't know, beat up or something. It really makes me pedal fast. So
Interesting.
There's something about violence.
There's something
Like,
about
really
violence,
gets me
yeah.
where I need to be.
The guy with the beep beep
Jesus.
alarm behind his bike. He's got. I'm the one with emotional problems. I don't think so.
I use it because I use headphones, okay? And then
Yeah.
I know they're coming.
One another.
Yeah.
I use headphones all the time on the trainer, but I'm using my AfterShokz ones now just because I don't know why. I like to kind of hear what's going on in the house or something like that. I have a full TV, big screen TV in my workout space. And by the way, stop saying pain cave. I want the world to stop saying pain cave.
Oh, wow.
All right,
It's a
call it
negative connotation and it's stupid.
Look at all that.
It's a positive energy.
No, I'm just tired of people calling, oh, check out my pain cave. It's like, yeah, it puts the lotion on its skin or it gets the hose again. Just stop wattage cottage. No, I'm cool with that because Phil Gaiman did it. that. He actually
There was
called-
actually someone
he did
before that
Really?
that did it. Yeah. there's a
Are you
girl that
thinking
does
about
that.
Love Shack?
Nope.
Maybe.
There's a girl that has her,
Tin
her
Roof Rusty.
Instagram page
Yeah.
is Wattage Cottage, and he took
Really?
it from her. Yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
doesn't matter.
Jackson, did we all answer your question?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
In a very
I have a
roundabout
billion
way.
more, but I want to hear what you have.
No, I think I'm good.
No, I don't think I want to hear anymore.
Why is the sky blue?
Yeah. If you had to predict in one last question of all honesty, if you had to predict faster, slower, or same, what do you think you will achieve this winter?
Wait, what? Like what?
I mean, after the winter,
Yes.
are you going to come out faster, slower?
What is
or
this
the same?
winter going to produce? Faster, slower, or the same?
Like, well, next season, you're saying, will we be faster?
Yeah, David.
Because I'm like, no, I'm not gonna be faster in the spring than I am right now. Like
No. I
But-
mean, like, as opposed to
last
this year.
Okay, this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go first since
Okay,
you're
I'm gonna be
struggling
faster.
with this. Faster. Wow.
Yeah. This
Oh,
year,
God,
I'm gonna be
please, faster.
Paul,
Yeah.
God, please faster.
Yes.
Okay. Same.
I'm going to be faster.
Wow, everybody's optimist. Jackson?
I think much faster, and I'm not gonna hit the ground this
Ah,
year.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, that slows you down.
Well, it really did
Yeah.
this year.
I was doing really well last year training until February, obviously.
One faithful night.
Yeah, no, it wasn't one faithful night. AFib didn't just be like going, oh, I shouldn't have had that heroin. And then all of a sudden I was in AFib because heroin is good.
Yes, heroin would never put you in a.
First one's always free, damn it. No, but that screwed things up. So I would like to be same as far as my preparation until February, but I'd like to be faster. Come.
So like just keep
March,
the
April,
trend
May.
going. With
Yeah. Because I was doing really. I thought I was making good progress,
Mm-hmm.
and then God said no.
I mean, I had like when we had our cross state trip, that was a fast year, and then
Yeah.
the year after that, I barely rode, so I was
Yeah.
like, I experienced how hard it was to come back from that. It took me a whole season to come back from that.
Yeah.
So it's like now I just want to keep the bus rolling to next
Yeah.
season.
All right, I gotta fly through the news, but should I play one of the? You guys
Yeah,
need to
play
tell
a
me-
new
Let's do a
one.
new
You guys need to tell me if this is appropriate. It's going to be more mellow than the big news
That's
thing.
okay.
But this is just one of the many bumpers that's what we call in the radio business, bumpers. So,
I like it.
news this week brought to us by our friends at Cycle Systems Online. All the mechanical skills to suit your needs. No, really, learn the basics. Learn to wrench with the best in all your own schedule and in comfort of your own home and shop space. Use the link at Packfiller to get started. It's worth every penny.
That was very good.
Was that
I
too
like
mellow?
It. No,
No, I like it.
It
I'm
brought my
calm.
tone down. I'm not yelling as
Yeah.
much. Maybe I need that. I do have it on a loop, so maybe I just need to play this on the loop
The
all
whole
night
time.
into my head, so I wake up being much more calm.
This is my type of music.
Yeah, I'm down with
Do you
that.
notice the gears in the back? Listen,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
dude went to. I'm gonna be posting his link. He actually went in.
And then the
he's,
bell?
He's going into bike shops and recording these sounds and then putting it to the music.
Good man.
Wow.
That's cool.
Who is
Yeah.
this guy?
I'm going to reveal here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to reveal here. Okay, so the second annual Gravel Worlds happened this past weekend, and mixed reviews, to say the least. First off, the positives. The course was actually justified to the use of gravel bikes this year, which is a big thing, and the attrition rate was high. The women's race was won by the one and only Kasia Niwi-Adoma. I keep thinking I screw up her name. Did I? Yeah, okay.
Probably.
Her and
McKelvin.
Two.
That's
Yeah,
two.
it's two, yeah.
Took a commanding solo victory in the women's division, as some may have noticed, but with no live coverage. Men's division, Mate Mahoric also finishing solo with, and I have to mention this, USA's Keegan Swenson just missing out on the top four. By this, and I am not, this is not a typo, Alejandro freaking Valverde took fourth in the World Gravel Championship.
I was wondering how he did it, but it's because he did some gravel events and then probably just like it's just like Keegan won
He
the
just never
US.
stopped.
Yeah, but it's like totally. But like, how do you qualify for that? Because it seems like it'd be a UCI thing. Like you'd have to have a certain amount of points. But
I'm sure he
probably
doing
just did well
like
nationally.
what Lawrence Tentham is doing, and all those guys who are just into the gravel scene.
Valverde has ridden over 20,000 kilometers this year. That's 6,000 kilometers less than Wout.
Shit.
On Strava.
That's crazy.
So
And while he's still working for
if you watch
Movistar.
that sprint,
Yeah.
did you guys watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keegan had him. I think
He had the
more
jump.
but that's that craftiness of Valverde. He knew where that final corner bends to the left. He took the inside line,
Yeah.
and then Keegan had to go around. There's no
Yeah.
way he was going to come around him. So I mean, that's the beauty of
It was.
being salting.
I thought that was I wanted Keegan to do well, but also like, gosh, hats off to Valverde.
Yeah.
Well, I think if you follow the man himself on Instagram, Keegan Swenson, he gives a post race recap, and he tells you about how he was in the lead group. So he was with Matej Mohoric, all those guys.
He crashed though.
He
once.
crashed. Yeah. And if he hadn't crashed, what could have been? You know what I mean? I think that there would have been some really, really good possibilities for him. And to be honest, what's going to stop World Tour teams from flocking to his door at this point? I mean,
Him?
And whether
I
yeah,
don't think he
he
wants
wants.
it.
I don't think so.
He
either.
raced UCI World Road as a junior, right?
Last year, he rode the World
He rode the
Championships
Worlds
last
last year.
year on the
on the
road.
road. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, but
What?
okay,
Yeah,
I
he's
didn't
like a
catch-
high level pro.
Here's the thing about
High
the crash. If you take out the crash on Wout, he beat everybody on
Wout-
Strava.
Yeah.
Wout had the fastest running time.
It's
And he
So-
finished 8th.
Yeah, and he finished 8th.
Yeah.
He was down past 50 people,
yeah.
and then ended up passing all those people.
Talk
to get
about
8th.
Wout being Wout on a World Championship day. He can't win one of those.
Yeah.
David, you were going to say something?
Well, I didn't catch the race, but I was just looking at the results. I didn't realize that there was this crash because I was saying last week there's no way Swenson's going to beat Wout.
Oh,
But he did.
You know what? I don't know. It would have been a really interesting if both of them had a clean race to see that.
If both of them were in a sprint, I would put Wout against Keegan any
Yeah.
day. Like I'm a Keegan super fan. Go USA.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
But it's Wout.
it's Wout.
To
Yeah.
be fair on the crashing front, I mean, even Mohoric crashed.
Yeah.
So it's
That butt check there, right? Going into
just
that.
into that hay bale.
Yeah, I was like,
God, is this just like roadies acting like roadies on kind of mountain bike handling stuff?
We got to take some
but-
risks.
Yeah. Because Keegan is a really good bike.
We're saying Matej
handler.
Mohoric doesn't have bike handling skills? Did you watch
Yeah.
Milan San
He
Remo
can.
last year?
He can handle a bike.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Dude can haul ass.
He was
Yeah.
taking people
and the
make comments.
downhills in this year's gravel worlds, he was taking chances. His rear wheel was off the ground, I think, more than it was
two-wheel
on the
drifts
ground.
Yeah.
that time.
He was dancing down those descents.
Yeah, I text Stu because he did the Worlds.
Yeah.
As a local guy, he made it one lap, but within I think the first 10K or 5K, he got a bad tear on his and it broke his bead on his
Oh,
tire, so
shit.
he couldn't get it fixed, and so he had to use a tube, and then he ended up just finishing. And I asked him what he thought about the course, and he goes, different things. People have different opinions, but he goes, that was a harder course than U.S. Nationals that he did. He's like,
Really?
that thing was tough. 25% on loose rock. He goes, that was the first time I ever had to get off the bike and push it.
Wow.
That's
So-
good to hear.
Yeah,
That
it
this-
was truly a course, 2 river crossings, that type of thing.
One of
Yeah.
my questions was going to be about maintaining the, and I quote, spirit of gravel, end quote. Because the U.S. and Europe seem to have a different mentality about what this is.
Mm-hmm.
And I was hoping it was. And this year looked like they kind of woke up and at least made an attempt to get closer to what it was.
Right.
And I'll touch on something else I thought was I'll save it for the negative because I know what the negative's going to be.
Negative's fucking TV coverage.
Yeah.
There was the third. Yeah.
So that comes with the organization. So they
Yeah.
they switched because Filippo Pozzato, who's done it in the last couple of years. You guys know who that is?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
No.
Jesus.
Yeah, these kids.
How would we know that?
How would we know that?
Yeah,
'Cause he's
because
pro for
he was
long
a
time, and he's
professional
a
rider,
stud.
Back in the 40s with you
Mm.
guys?
Oh,
No.
God, die in a
Back in the
hole.
Great
Depression.
in the 2000s. So anyway, the UCI chose to pick somebody else to do the course.
Yeah.
And Stu made a comment. He goes, it was kind of interesting because it was probably at that level one of the worst organized races he'd ever been to.
Really?
Yeah. It was thrown together since August 4th when it was announced it was being changed. And so I don't think the UCI knew, like, the organizers and everything that was involved didn't get everything in line for TV coverage. And even for the men's, the
race was decided.
Yeah, we were
before
just
the men's
watching the
live
last
coverage
three guys.
started.
Yeah.
And the women's was, oh my God, what an insult. What a horrible insult to Cassie.
I tried to find it. I found more coverage on Instagram than I did on anywhere else.
You can just catch the finish on the women's, I think.
Yeah.
Oh.
They placed it at the beginning of the coverage of the men's, and it was like 7 to 10 minutes of coverage, and it was the next day because the race had happened on the Saturday, and it was a slap. And I do understand, and they mentioned that the UCI has come out and said, and they had said before the men's race, we screwed up. Every year's world championships will have equal coverage, and they have realized that they screwed the pooch. So I just hope they stick to that because God, that was ugly. That was bad.
On the positives, though,
There we go.
I saw something today that Cassiane Iweadoma had waited 3 years for a victory in a race.
Wow.
3 entire years. Talk about mentality. Like, to stay at the front. She's one of, I would probably say, the top 10 female riders in the entire world.
She is so strong.
And she has not crossed the finish line first within the last 3 years, except for this World Championships. I will say, hats off to her. That's hard to stay in it and not get the results.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Il Lombardia also happened this weekend. Tadej Pogacar showing that he is pretty much capable of winning anything on 2 wheels. I'm assuming everybody but David caught it.
Caught the highlights.
You did?
Did you?
You know what?
You did not.
Sagan wasn't there.
No, he wasn't.
Oh my
You're
God.
right.
I thought he was going to show up. He didn't show
So
up.
you didn't finish the highlights because he wasn't there.
I didn't even finish the highlights.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah.
He saw him rolling across the finish
I
line.
watched the GCN 5-minute highlights, okay?
It was, I don't know if it was a ride away from everybody. It was almost like the moment Tadej left, it was like a collective brain fart. It was so weird how his break was established.
He noodled off.
Yeah.
And I think everybody's watching Roglic. I mean, that's what I would have done if I was in that group. Like, I would be with him.
Yeah.
But, it's like, this is not no way. I'm not going to be able to mark that guy. And if you're just going to help Roglic up to the, Pogacar.
Pogacar. Yeah.
And
So
so
they were all waiting for
so it just
Primož
noodled off.
to-
And then Primož even said afterwards he didn't have the legs.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
you make
Well,
those choices. That's what, sometimes it
and
works.
Yates was
Yeah,
also there.
had
So
him
it was like
marked.
there was a
Yeah.
teammate,
Yeah.
kind of mixing things up. It was
And Tadej sitting
Yeah.
there beating the cramps out of his legs.
That was an insane moment.
Yeah.
To see, it's like, chink in the armor. Hope he holds on. But yeah.
The chink is more like a thing that can just be buffed out pretty quickly at this point.
Yeah.
It's like,
go to sleep, go to sleep, go to
Slam
sleep.
your
yeah,
face.
yeah, seriously. Because
That's not normal
No.
to be able to do that.
yeah, I mean, he's
Work out
not
a cramp.
normal.
Yeah. It's
It's-
normal.
You don't punch yourself when you're in a bad way?
Well, to work out cramps, no.
Paul reminds me of Cat4 Kettner.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Start of a time trial, guy slams his legs. Work, you sons of bitches!
The guy could run everybody into the ground training, but on a race, he couldn't win.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, Jay.
Oh,
we
no.
interrupt you.
Yeah.
We interrupt you way too much.
It's okay. I just go home and cry about it.
But your wife won't tell anything.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I think that he's a guy that can really do anything. I think that he's in the past year excelled at the 1 days. I mean, it's hard to really beat him unless you take Van der Poel to the line, who's the only one that's better this year. The guy, he's crazy. I think that the break was very strange. How he just kind of like he descended a little bit faster than everybody else did. He might have known the roads a little bit better. I think that he was willing to take some of the risks that other people weren't. But he's one of those guys you can't let even half a wheel length go,
No.
or else he's going to win the race, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
I mean, I was hoping for a kind of a past 2 years thing. He took Quick Step Rider, and then he took Enric Mas the year after, but he's incredible. I think that we are seeing genuinely an Eddie Merckx of the current era.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah. If there
Was he
was
got
if
60?
there had never been an Eddie Merckx, that name will be synonymous with cycling.
Yeah.
By the end of his career,
He will be like kids of my generation will view him
Absolutely.
as the greatest.
There's the
ever.
mark. There's
Yeah.
the mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he has over 60 wins in the last 4 years as a pro.
It's
Wow.
he's ridiculous.
Speaking of
Yeah.
wins, I do have to finish out the news segment by saying Paris Tours, which I did not watch.
I did.
I haven't
It was awesome.
had a chance to see it, but oh my God, we had a freaking USA winner in the name of Riley Sheehan.
First and only.
First
Yeah.
and only.
Usually thought of as a sprinter's race, but with the addition of gravel section has changed the dynamic. I only know Riley because I was at the U.S. Training Center with his dad.
Yeah.
With Clark. But holy crap, what a great, happy, pleasant surprise that was. I know very little about. I mean, Clark and I are friends on Facebook, and he is constantly talking about his kid. But I didn't know he was even with.
He's
Israel
a
Premier
stagiaire.
Tech. Yeah.
He was just a stagiaire. He
Yeah.
was just for a trial period. He actually was it the Denver Destroyers or whatever part of that?
Okay,
NCAA
yeah.
team. So that's what his only contract really is with.
Should I mention he's had better results than Chris Froome, who rides for the same team and is
Making
making an
quad-
ass ton of money.
Yeah, maybe
That-
10 times more money.
That
Quad
guy
lock
needs
more
to
money.
retire.
He's not going to. He's riding another year.
Oh, can't wait to see him in the
Yeah.
end of the peloton every
Bruce,
time.
Bruce is
Oh,
riding another year.
Ow! Respect your elders.
Respect my elders. I'm sorry, but I'll respect when it's not always an ad. Like he's kind of made it a joke. I'm sorry, I'm getting
Yeah.
serious. but-
Yeah, he did an AMSR, whatever
ASMR.
it is, ASMR video that was pretty funny the other day. But that's his highlight. That's his career highlight for the year. So.
It's disappointing.
Yeah. Okay, we're moving on. We're going to get on to you and I never communicated about a fit tip for this week. You never.
Yeah. I
Okay,
mean,
you
there
got
are-
one. You just
Yeah,
got
I
millions.
do. I have so many.
You're just full of them.
I'm full of them.
What's our tip for this week? Brought to
Full
you
of
by
something.
Ambassador Cycling. By the way, ambassadorcycling.com. I say get fit to get fit. I don't know if you like that catchphrase, but there we go.
I like that
It is a
catchphrase.
great way to make sure you do it. I have had 3 or 4 fits since I've known you. So it's not just a one and done.
That's
so
nice. I've never been fit.
Really?
that's because he wants you to
That
lose.
is not. There's photos of you being fit.
Oh, that was one time.
All right, don't believe anything. He
What do you
says.
got for us, Sam?
Okay, so numb hands. I actually just had a fit this afternoon that the patient was like, "Oh man, I feel like I don't know if I'm too close or too low or what it is," but he was actually too far forward on the bike, and so that made it feel like he was like pushing down on it. So what we had to do was bring him back and down. So that is commonly like back on the saddle, right? Like we had to push the saddle back and then lower it. If you are too high and if you are too far forward, it loads you onto your hands. Gosh, bike fit's such a hard thing to describe on an audio.
Well, no, I know
But-
completely what you're
Yeah.
talking about. And my first immediate fear is what happens when you're sold a bike that's too short. You see a lot of
know.
these riders who are just
Yeah.
like crunched up.
Oh, you just get him like a stem that I use.
Yeah, they're
like
just
14
they're using
centimeters.
Well, like that
insane
170 centimeter
Yeah.
or millimeter stem that
Yeah.
I saw earlier this year. You just do that. It's like it's an EF education bike.
Really?
But anyway, yeah. So there is only so much slack that you can have in your posterior chain, going from your ankles all the way up to your shoulder blades. So by doing that, if we can move you back on the saddle and down, it's going to unload the hands. When you lower the saddle, it essentially makes it feel like you're up higher with the hands. So yeah, he didn't actually need to, necessarily like raise the bars way up with some crazy 17-degree stem or
Shit.
anything like that.
That was a trend for a while.
It was, yeah.
It was terrible.
Yeah. Raise. I mean, it's like, oh, you have numb hands. Raise your bars up. It's like, no, that's a whole array of issues. Which, like, next week we can talk about shoulders, because that's like usually it's like you raise those up and then you get shoulder issues.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's one of those things that, numb hands. Like a lot of it is you're weighted too far forward on the bike and too high.
Do you ever run into a situation where numb hands is just an equation to bad blood flow and
senior
senior citizen?
Yeah, like thoracic outlet syndrome. I bet you if we did a test on everybody at the bar, which is just holding your hands up high and doing this, like within 30 seconds, all of our hands would be numb because
really?
we're cyclists.
Just
so
because
we're
what
just
we've done to ourselves.
Yeah,
I worked for 30 years like this.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Your hands don't go numb,
No,
or they
my
do?
shoulders. This shoulder's bad because
Yeah.
you pull wire, you drill, and you do everything.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I could probably keep it longer than anybody else.
Wow. David, you gonna laugh at that? He keep it longer than anybody else? You're not gonna laugh at that?
And I said I had a long stem. You didn't even laugh at that one.
Yeah.
He is afraid that he's going to get muted, like you're threatening.
Well,
earlier.
that's because his question's next, and we can bust his balls on this one.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh God.
So this week's Ask Dr. David came up with the concept and the term that I only know through movies of bicarbonate. Am I saying it right?
Yeah, but
Sodium bicarbonate.
you don't know anything about that?
I
besides
know
movies?
nothing about
You
it
don't-
other than the fact that old people in movies used it because their stomachs were upset. They would drink it or eat it.
It's a rising agent. There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
So bicarbonate, what is it? What does it do? Should one actually take it? For what reason? How does the body generate it and use it? How do we monitor levels? Has anybody thought of
and
this
the question
in their lives?
so the question like that I had to David, because this has been out there, is people like taking Tums and other, or spoonfuls of
bicarbonate?
baking soda.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Calcium carbonate is Tums.
And but like taking that and basically to buffer lactic acid. So like there's talk that like with the hour record, people would like take spoonfuls of that because it would allow them to not produce as much lactic acid over that hour.
But there's a kickback on that. You shite yourself.
Gastric distress.
You screw yourself up.
This
big
can't be
time.
good. David, spill the beans or spill the poop.
Spill the poop. But sodium bicarb, it's baking soda, by the way. Like is another, like it's in baking soda. It's a sodium cation and then a bicarb anion. Bicarb itself is what buffers acid in the body. So like the kidneys are responsible for your pH balance, largely that and your respirations. But the kidneys do the bicarbonate balance and the acid balance, which is hydrogen ions or H+. So I feel like this came to be an idea because somebody knew just enough to come up with like a stupid idea. And it's that
God, you're such a nerd.
and it's that lactic acid.
Who are you talking to, yourself?
Him.
Yeah.
It's the lactic acid. It's an acid. It's produced in the peripheral tissues when you have like a demand-supply mismatch. So like you're asking a lot of your blood, like give me all this oxygen, but there's not enough oxygen there. And then the end product of anaerobic metabolism is lactic acid. And then the lactate itself produces an acidic environment. And so somebody thought, well, if I just take bicarb, then I will not have lactic acid production. But the buffering of the pH of your blood does not fix the fact that oxygen is not adequately supplied to those tissues. So I don't see any evidence that it would change the lactate produced during exercise. And then further, there's this oxygen dissociation curve that if,
Right.
I don't think anybody knows about this. besides me.
I like it. I like it.
No, keep going.
I had a really dumb idea that I'll share shortly.
So the oxygen dissociation curve shifts one way or the other based off of multiple factors. So when you go to altitude, there's altitude training.
Mm-hmm.
You produce more of a molecule called 2,3-BPG. I might have gotten a letter wrong. Regardless, that helps your body offload oxygen at the tissue. Okay, so you produce more of that at altitude because of the demand. So your body's trying to like upregulate 2,3-BPG so that you can accommodate for the lower oxygen content at altitude. and then you go down to regular altitude and you have that left over. Well, the other thing is an acidic environment helps your blood offload oxygen. And so lactic acid, the acid produced at the muscles, is intentional by your body to help your blood offload oxygen. If you get too much and you have too much acid at the blood in the lungs, now you can't take on oxygen. So it is a fine balance, and that's why there's a point where you can't do it with anaerobic exercise. You just burn out. So all this to say, there's some small studies that say exercise under 4 minutes is benefited by bicarb loading, but they're horrible studies. I really don't see how it would benefit a cyclist whatsoever. And if it does, it's because you're taking sodium bicarb, which is the same as like a sodium chloride tablet, essentially. You're salt loading and getting more water into your muscles is what I can see in terms of evidence for using sodium bicarb. It's not going to help you. I don't know how it could help you with the hour record, personally. I don't know how it would help you in a crit.
Track riders for doing a kilometer and stuff, that's when they're using it.
I could
for like a couple of minute effort.
Based off the studies I've seen, for some reason they don't have an explanation, but they're seeing some sort of increased like 4 minute effort.
Yeah.
So I could see that, but again, we don't know why. Is it just because you're taking sodium? Like, could it be achieved by a sodium chloride tablet? I don't know. And then maybe you wouldn't crap your brains out afterwards or have an upset stomach. So I mean, I don't think there's any benefit to it, especially for your average training ride or like I mean, your crits that are 90 minutes long. It's not going to help. Okay. I don't think.
God, I have so many questions.
Well, my main thing is especially since you brought up the shit factor.
Dumoulin.
All that.
No, yeah, it was Dumoulin. No, our next challenge is going to be the Packfiller shit mile, which means we just load up on bicarbonate.
Yeah.
Was this your idea?
And see who shits first.
Yeah.
You ride until you shit, and whoever shits last wins.
Yeah.
That'd be really good with the white shorts.
Oh, yeah. That way no one would be cheating.
Yeah.
Nope, look.
Yeah. The other thing I've obviously come to another decision upon is that David needs a more warming light on his face.
Yeah.
Is it pretty dark?
The
You look
light,
like a vampire.
the light I switched out is a little too
That's like
lifeless.
Well, there's
4,000
not a lot of
Honestly,
Yeah.
that's
tone
kind of, he hasn't really
I'm
seen
feeling
the light
kind
of
of like
day.
lifeless right
it's
now.
pretty
so
lifeless.
hang
No, that's even worse. Yeah.
That's worse. So,
Well, now you
yeah.
take it from me, and I'm
Can
the,
you give
I'm
me
the
like
star.
a tanning
goddammit.
light so that maybe I could get some tan while I'm here? Since I
There we
can't
go.
get it
There we
anywhere
go.
else?
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Da-ding.
You're glowing.
Now I'm in
Now
darkness.
you're in the dark.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Put the cold shit on me. Or break it. Okay, we don't have time for the final Packfiller picks this time because we can do the Packfiller picks next week because we're running out of time. And I was the one who picked them, so we can go from there. But we're going to go with the final K, the final question. Gentlemen, what's the dumbest fitness trend you ever fell victim to? For example, I'll give you some: spinning, Peloton, Pilates, aerobics, Taibo. And if so, was there one you wish would come back? So, who has a fitness trend you fell victim to? Jackson, you haven't been around long enough to fall victim to many of them, but are there any that you were like, God, that was dumb, I shouldn't have done that?
No.
Soccer.
Yeah. Seriously. Which, I hear that somebody's wife in the room still plays soccer. And that'd be something that I'd be really, really willing to get back into.
Good cross
really?
training, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I love it.
I'd
Indoor.
play like an old
Indoor.
farts league.
I'd play indoor.
Yeah.
I'd play outdoor. It's funny because I had sorry, this is a bit of a drawn out question. I'll talk quickly. Somebody recently asked me if I had any coaching advice on somebody's kid that was playing, and I knew way more than I should.
Yeah.
And there's too much information up here to not use.
You played it so long.
And I still study the game.
Yeah.
And so I think that it'd be something that I'd be interested in getting back into. Even though it wasn't.
Too many people that take it too seriously.
That's what's so fun about
Like
it.
road cycling.
Yeah, like the 5 people sitting at this bar.
Yeah, I know, but in soccer, I just had this conversation because with a patient, I was rehabbing their ACL from a soccer injury. He's
that's
35, and he was playing in a rec league. And, there's something about being in your 30s and thinking you're going to be playing in the MLS next year.
Oh, that's every adult white male on the planet.
But that's what's fun about
They all think they're 2 free throws away from a fucking NBA
That's what's fun about the
contract.
game, though, and also cycling at the same time. It's all about if you know the game well enough and you know where people are going to be. You don't have to be the best. You don't have to be the fittest, the strongest person on the field. You can just be better than them with game intelligence.
But you can still.
We're running out of time.
We're running out of
time. Fitness trends that you fell victim to.
Bar
Does
class.
What? Bar? You did bar?
I went to bar with my sister once.
God, that light looks so much better.
Could not walk for a week.
I bet it was brutal.
They do all these tiny little movements, and I was like, "This is so dumb." And then I'm like shaking, and then the next day I just was like, "What in the
Why
hell?"
does it hurt to sit on the
happened?
toilet?
I can't move a dang muscle anywhere. Yes,
So it wasn't dumb. It was good.
No,
it just
hurt
kicked your
so
ass.
bad. I'll never go back. I went once,
Okay.
and I felt silly. It was a room full of mirrors, and I was like on a bar doing little dance moves.
Pirouettes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bet you were adorable. Paul, Sam.
I think that mine was like, pounding some creatine in the winter. Getting my gains
nice.
on. Yeah.
Get brains,
Didn't do
bro.
a damn thing.
Yeah.
Water weight.
Water weight.
Straight
It costs
to
you a
your
lot
gut.
of money too.
Yeah.
Did.
Yeah. Paul.
No big chain ring from November to
I remember that.
till March. Yeah.
Or fixed gear training,
Yeah.
or hands in the drops.
That's
We had to
just
ride
dumb.
our whole spring in the drops. Our coach would make us ride 3-4 hours in the drops.
53-17, Junior.
David's gonna pop. So mine, I've honestly fallen for all of them. I did
Everyone out there.
I did aerobics in the 80s.
Of course.
Aerobics. My parents
water
would.
shoes?
You got the Jane Fonda.
No,
The VHS.
we did it at an athletic club here in town. It was the full on aerobics, and it was brutal. I did Tae-Bo when Jackson was born. I bought the videotapes, and I did the Tae-Bo thing. Brutal, super hard. I mean, when you're just like, there's one ab section where you're just like going, this tape is broken because it kept repeating. It was horrible. I did not do spinning. I did not do Peloton. But I did do like the training gears, and I did all that kind of stuff. I did fixed gear training in the winter out on the road. You're on a fixed gear.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I did all that shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I didn't fall victim to that many.
Fixed gear, I will say something about fixed gear riding, is it is actually a brilliant thing that all cyclists should do because it teaches proper pedaling technique.
Yep.
And it teaches leg speed.
Yep.
And
But
that's
you should do
something
it on a
that's lost.
track
No, you can do it on the road.
if you have a brake. But not a
Well,
true
yeah,
fixed
we had
gear.
brakes.
Yeah, but like a lot
I'm
of
not.
the
This isn't. What's
fixie
the movie,
hipsters
Jackson?
have-
Premium Rush.
Premium Rush.
Yeah.
You know, where they're like going, "Oh my God, they're right. I don't need brakes.
Yeah.
Brakes are dangerous." It's like, shut up.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. We're coming to the end of a show. David, how did you do that so quickly?
Because he has a tiny tank.
Tank.
No, because my prostate is young and healthy.
Dr. Tiny Tank has returned just in time for me to say thank you, everybody, for yet another week of the show. Our recommendations will come next week, although they are at the top of the website if you want to check those out. You guys, thanks so much.
Yeah,
you.
thanks.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Yeah.
Thanks for buying us
yeah.
nice speaker things.
Yeah,
instead
thanks
of
for the
bikes.
beer. Yeah.
Yeah.
And beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for the beer.
Speaker things?
Yeah, like these little like things that I'm talking into.
Microphones?
That. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.